Opponents of the BBI process began their onslaught on the appeal lodged by supporters of the proposed constitutional amendments. The lawyers representing various parties dismissed the BBI drive as an attempt by the executive to illegally change the constitution. They argue that the president was the real initiator of the process, having set up the BBI task force, which kickstarted the process. Ogina reports now on day 3 of the high-stakes case, whose verdict will be eagerly awaited.
In a blow-by-blow account, the opponents of the BBI process sought to debunk arguments that the attempt to change the constitution was people-driven. Instead, they charged from the onset that the constitutional review exercise was pushed by the executive, with the president himself chaperoning the drive.
The fingerprints and footprints of the President of the Republic are strewn and splattered all over this heinous affront on the constitution of our country.
And having also established that the executive is not allowed to initiate a popular initiative because that power has not been donated to them, I submit that the impugned bill is unconstitutional. It is not a popular initiative. It is a presidential initiative.
The anti-BBI crusaders poked holes in the BBI appeals, detailed what they argued was the president's complete involvement, including gazettement of the initial BBI task force team that birthed the BBI steering committee, which eventually drafted the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020.
So they are the people who drafted, that's my point, who enacted this piece of legislation, using executive authority by way of a gazette notice.
The Kenya Gazette is not a newsletter, it's not a newspaper, it is not a pamphlet, nor is it a private publication. It is the official publication of the government of the Republic of Kenya, and for that reason, the president, in appointing these institutions, was acting in official capacity.
The lawyers also waged an assault on the assertions that the BBI Secretariat co-chairs, Junet Mohammed and Dennis Waweru, were the promoters of the BBI constitutional review process.
The Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020, dated 25th November 2020, was number 1, printed by the government printer. The promoters at the end, to be found at page 2576, are the following: Building Bridges Initiative, stroke promoter. It is there in that bill. So when then the appellants come here, tell us what they did not tell the High Court, that they were indeed it was promoted by Dennis Waweru and Junet Mohammed, it is an outright lie.
You will deploy the sword and slay this monster, this hydra called the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, the year 2020, otherwise known as BBI.
The argument seeking to challenge the appellant's position that the president was not barred by law if he wanted to be involved in a popular initiative.
The president, like King Edward VIII, must remain the president. If he wants to engage in the affairs of other lesser mortals, then he must abdicate. There are no two options to this matter.
The President of the Republic of Kenya has no right to initiate a popular initiative. Why? Because this avenue of popular initiative is reserved for private citizens.
In 2014, our president was facing a personal case at The Hague. He handed over power to the deputy president. So if the president then wants to initiate such a process as a citizen, he must of all do exactly that.
The lawyers also pushed back on the issue of IEBC quorum, insisting that the commission had no powers to engage in verification of the signatures without having a minimum of 5 members and a mechanism to do the actual verification. They also pointed out the absence of an express referendum law. The hearing concludes on Friday before the judges retreat to make the determination on the fate of the BBI in a highly anticipated verdict that could amplify the now muted BBI reggae tunes or turn off the beat altogether. Ogina, Citizen TV, Nairobi.